I'm here with Ivo for a tour of the outbuildings and the exterior of the Chateau of Saint-Chartier. Well, if anybody would like to see the tour of the castle, we did that in last Sunday's video, so I will put a link to it here now, and you get to see the most extraordinary chateau that I've ever seen.
Allow me to kiss.
Oh, no, it's true.
Thank you.
The decorations are amazing. Everything is, it's like a museum inside. But now we want to go and explore everything around. And this has got still the medieval ramparts.
Yeah, outside you can check, you will see the middle-aged ramparts. There are not so many castles around who keep it.
Incredible. Let's go and have a look.
Yeah, you see that it keeps the old ramparts. Amazing. And this is related to the story of England because the owner was the cousin of Richard Lionheart.
The cousin of Richard the Lionheart?
Yeah, because this was English territory.
Yes.
And he was André Chauvigny, who has been with him in the Crusades and everything. And he married with a famous local family girl, Raoul, the one who has a castle in Chateau. And then he got this castle in reward for marrying her. And here was the moat before, but after Revolution, French Revolution, they destroyed everything in order to avoid the royalists to become strong again. And this is what it lasts, the André Chauvigny Castle.
It's beautiful.
The base was a monastery, 6th century, because some of the locals were pagans. And a monk from Syria, Santus Carterius, came here to evangelize. It seemed they didn't treat him so well. And he made the monastery a little fortified. Before, all the monasteries has big walls, because even the monastery the monks live in community. There's still a lot of outdoor people sometimes that try to steal things and even attack them, and that's why they always were normally protected in Middle Age. And after, with André de Chauvigny, they reinforced and do bigger ramparts.
Yes.
In fact, they were much more taller, around 6 meters taller than now.
They were taller.
Yeah, but after no wars, then every owner decided to not to rebuild, but just cut
down. And also they added windows, which they would never
have had windows, before. Yeah. They are Renaissance windows. There were 3 in this area, but after there's only 1. And I want to restore, but I am applying for the permission. And as you know, it's not an easy thing to do.
Everything takes a very long time.
Yeah. All the process for this is 1 year at least.
Yes.
Because they're only the place, I don't know how to call it in English, like this thing to shoot.
Yes, the arrow slits. Crossbow and muskets from the circle, and then arrows from the slit.
Exactly. And those are the old toilets. All the shit go to the moat. That's when you see in the movies that the soldiers that attack the castle go inside the moat. It's not nice.
So we do not want to be standing there if someone's caught short.
Relax, I don't use it anymore. Is what happened before, yeah.
Yes.
But before was the moat.
You can see that just under the loo, actually in a very precarious position, there is a sign put up by the town because this Chateau, Saint-Chartier, was mentioned a lot by the novelist Georges Sand, who actually set one of her novels here called Les Maîtres Sonneurs. And this is an extract from that novel.
Bueno, here we have one of the versions of Georges Sand because when she was a kid, she came frequently here with her nanny to make some tea and cakes in the garden of the ruins. And here explained one of the legends of the area, that it was living a monster called La Cocadrille. In England, they had similar monster, and all the European countries had a similar monster. It's like a mixture of a snake, dragon, and big cock. And it became
Cockerel.
Cockerel, it's better, yeah. Sorry about that, yeah. The chicken family, the other thing. Then the monster was like a small insect, but when he was angry, it became like 7 ox.
From an insect?
Yeah, but because he lives hidden here. Only when he wants to devour people, he become bigger, and he killed them with the breath, and after he eat.
So this was written by Georges Sand.
No, this is a real legend, middle-aged legend from the area.
And this is her telling
Georges Sand remember
legend.
Because before the people say, take care if you don't behave, the cocadrille will...
Imagine somebody going on the Crusades, exhausted, weary, and comes here.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty glorious retirement.
Yeah. And you know, I was living in Jerusalem, then it's almost the same thing.
Yes, well, your life story is as fascinating.
No, I don't know if it's fascinating, but it's a...
It is absolutely fascinating.
Serendipity, you know that.
So you started out in Spain.
What do you mean I started when I was born there?
That's a good start. That's a good start.
Yeah.
And then you became a monk?
No, yes. After the university, I was monk in Holy Land.
We found a nice bench, a good bench on which to hear a little bit about your life story, Ivo.
Okay, I am 62, because something very easy to see. And I was born in Spain. I studied there. And after the studies, when I was in the Spanish Legion in Sahara, and when I finished university, I went to Jerusalem to become a monk in the Holy Land.
So you went from the Foreign Legion
If only Legion, I went volunteer because we have our last colony in Sahara,
Yes.
and I go there voluntarily for the adventure and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So from that
Pretty
to being a
hard.
monk in the Holy Land.
Yeah, it was almost the same thing, no? You use
So-
uniform, you live in community, and quality of food is almost the same average. Yeah.
Average food.
Yeah.
That's
not so
summing
bad.
up.
Not so bad, but it's okay.
And how long were you a monk for?
I quit when I was 30 years old.
So you were there quite a long time.
Yeah. And I miss it because I don't pay taxes, I don't take care of family, and it was not so bad neither, no. Good food, in fact, I was lying, the food was not so bad at all. Yeah.
And what made you leave?
But I was disappointed. It was softer than I thought. I want something harder, and it was like living in a bachelor's house, yeah. Very nice place, amazing liturgy, everything, but I expect something harder, yeah.
You wanted something more rigorous.
Yeah, that's
more
why I
disciplined.
married after, because
Then you found rigor and
Yeah.
discipline. So tell us about how you met your wife, because that's another quite extraordinary story. How did you go from being a monk in the Holy Land to marrying a Manchurian woman from
Well,
China?
in fact, I found her in Chile because she was teaching in a Catholic university in Valparaiso, and I was living and working in Santiago, and that's why I met. Yeah. When I was a kid, I saw my grandmother took me to see Madame Butterfly, and I always was a little obsessed with these Oriental things. Yeah.
And you spent a lot of time in China then?
Yeah, I started in 1995 and 25 years making projects and working there and living there. All my kids were born there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, where is your wife and where are your children? Because they
My
are alive and well and they're not here.
Not here. That's why I feel so relaxed. And they live in Bangkok. We have a house in Bangkok. And for the
Yes.
kids, it's better because here is very nice for people of my age, but for kids, it's like
Yeah, it's a little bit in
funeral business. Yeah.
Yeah, bit isolated here.
Yeah, it's fantastic, but not for kids. Yeah.
So what do your children do?
The first one is in the United States. She studied forensic doctor. It's amazing because she's scared of ghosts, but now she's opening people. I don't understand very well how it goes.
Is there any question that I ask Evo comes up with the most unlikely answer every
Well,
time?
you ask me what they do.
But that's what I mean. It's fascinating. Everything about your life is fascinating.
Well, the second one is to study cinematography in Taiwan. And the small one is with Zhao in Bangkok.
And wasn't your wife in the Olympics as well?
She was from the national Chinese volleyball team.
It's just
Yeah, which won the
incredible.
Olympics of the things, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Amazing.
strong and tall, yeah.
There was quite a magnificent portrait of her.
Yeah.
Let's carry on looking at the exterior of the chateau.
We are now where there was a square tower and there were also ramparts and moat around here.
Yes.
But they destroyed this during the 1870s in order to make a more open castle. But here you can still see the edge and the entrance.
Oh, so there was the drawbridge.
And there was the moat and everything,
Yes.
and there was the square tower and the wall here. And under the tower, there we found the dungeon. The old owner didn't know, but escaping, we found the dungeon with the stone beds for the
Really, for the prisoners?
well, for the people they don't like. I don't know, maybe people who doesn't pay the taxes.
Can we have a look at the dungeon?
Yeah, it's dark and gloomy as it should be.
Excellent. It would be very disappointing if it were anything other than dark and gloomy.
You see, and here you can see there's some beds.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and you've even got the toilettes on the floor.
Yeah.
The original tiles are still here.
The people is live there.
Where did the staircase go to?
This was down before, and we found this when we make the hole. I found this, then I opened outside. You will see.
Yes. And you found all of this in
It
one
was
go.
a jail in the 13th, 14th, 15th century maybe, but then after I think they keep things.
Yes, used as a storeroom after
Take care of
that.
the head here.
The part above the dungeon also has a fascinating story, doesn't it?
The old owner, good guy, but he just tried to make money off the castle as normally castle owners does.
Yeah, always.
He ran this to a guy who was the first gangster of France, the public enemy, l'ennemi public numéro un.
Wow, public enemy number one.
It was Mesrin. He was a famous gangster. They already made 3 movies about him. And it seems as though the bad guys, some women were attracted to him, and he had some lovers in the area, and he bring the girls here.
Wow, so public enemy number one used this
Mesrin.
as his crash pad for
Yeah, come up,
his
planque.
lovers.
It's a planque. Lucy planque is here.
Can have a look.
Yeah, please.
And it looks so civilized now, Ivo.
I redecorate a little. These are nails from Spanish doors of the Spanish monasteries in Andalusia.
Oh,
The
these
big
are the nails that you see in the doors.
the doors, yeah.
I love the way you always group objects together like
Yeah,
this.
but It's an obsessive thing, maybe.
No, it's stunning. It's like coming to a museum visiting your home. And by doing this, you highlight their beauty. You draw attention to it.
I don't know, but I like the things, yeah.
Yes.
And this I found in the brocante, these Quaker chairs. It's like Quaker style.
But bling!
And I found with the cheetah skin.
Wow, this for the local area is very unusual.
Yeah, it's fun. That's why I think it was funny.
How you spotted that.
Also, I found these two guys. Everybody asked me, is that from my family? No, I just found La brocante.
And I like the plates too. Where are the plates of? They're all the same plate but in different colours.
Yeah.
No, two different
in fact,
styles.
it was an English ceramic business
Yes.
in Sevilla. They did in Sevilla, but it was an English owner in 19th century.
It looks very British, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
but it was made in Spain by this English company.
Fantastic. So I'm imagining the women arriving here.
I imagine all the situation.
Yeah,
Fire,
yes.
drinks, and bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bed was next door,
Yeah.
was it? Wow, that is some bed. Where did you find this?
It's a typical Bretagne bed, and this Bretagne also.
So does that open? They would
Yeah.
have gone inside.
Yeah, because in Bretagne, as it's cold and humid, they
Yes.
make holes in the walls, and then after they close, then they can sleep.
They sleep inside in the cupboard in the wall. It's really clever to turn it into a headboard.
Also brocante. The castle still has 42 chimneys.
42.
42, this size. I imagine before the poor guy who has to bring the logs to every
Yes,
place.
yes.
Because here is easy, but the one who go to fifth, because we have 5 floors. The one who carry the logs to the 5th floor.
All the way up.
Yeah, it was like Hulk. I tried one winter and for my kids, and I say never more.
No.
No, because, and please, these chimneys, you have to put the sequoias from
They're
Yellowstone
huge,
Park.
huge.
Yeah.
Well, public enemy number one did not have a bad spot,
Yeah,
did he?
I think he has
Pretty
many
nice.
spots, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of hiding
I
honey
feel quite
places.
jealous, yeah. Yeah, he organized himself very well. He was not a nice guy. He kidnapped people, he tortured people, he was a nasty animal.
Horrible.
Yeah. This is a nice piece. It's from Portugal. It's 17th century. It's from a church. It's to put the relics.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I have to restore, but you know it's not easy to find the people. And here there's a bathroom.
And this is also done by the man that you brought over here to
Yeah,
do
exactly.
all of the frescoes.
Yeah.
It's simple and so elegant. I mean, look at the amount of marble you have brought to this part of France.
It's a Spanish marble from Alicante. Where do you want to go now?
I'm following you.
Okay.
Let's carry around the outbuildings.
In the 2nd floor, there's a very interesting space with 6 chimneys. Is where
Yes.
they keep the workers when they come to cut for the season, Amazon.
I'd love to see that. Ooh, so we're going up to the big hall with 6 chimneys. Did you really say 6 chimneys?
6 chimneys, yeah.
Every time Evo opens another window, I realise just how big it is as light illuminates another area.
Bigger than most people's houses.
This is the biggest indoor room I've ever seen in a chateau. Not the tallest, but the biggest. Why is there this enormous hall with 6 chimneys?
All the castles has big halls because when they make the harvest, they need to put the workers someplace. Then they just put the straw on the floor.
Yes.
And that's why the chimneys, they cook here, the people, and also in the army pass. Because you know in France many wars, normally the soldiers they sleep here also with the same theory: the straw on the floor and the chimneys heating and cooking.
Well, at least they had heating. I mean, that
Yeah.
for the times is pretty impressive. And
Yeah, but 6 chimneys, yeah.
they were well heated.
Yeah.
Here.
The beams you see are quite big.
Yes.
They are reused. They were in another place and they just give you see? They were in the other side. It means they came from an older castle probably.
Yes, yes. A lot of our roof timbers were also reused from earlier buildings. Yes,
Casa too, yeah.
we see.
You see, they were more ecological than us.
Oh yeah, they're always reused.
They reuse things, yeah.
Now we're going through to another little hidden area. Wow, we're right under the roof.
Well, here you see the castle was much taller before.
Yes.
Because you see the stairs are interrupted here and the door, everything was bigger.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Here is one of the famous toilets. You see the
Oh
hall.
yes, yeah. I won't go now. I went just
Okay.
before coming, but later I'll know where it is. Oh, this is the one. This is the one that's over the sign of Georges
Exactly.
Sand. It's exactly where we were standing
That
earlier.
doesn't seem quite right, does it? Going on George Sand's side.
This is a stone hole for a toilet, a loo, you
Yes,
say in English.
a loo.
And we found in the excavations and they put here like a window for the birds to come in.
Yes, so you're keeping, as we do at Lalande, you keep airflow constantly
Exactly.
underneath the roof timbers. Yeah, we do the same thing, which means that we live with bird poo all the time, and so do you.
Exactly, as you can see.
No, that's
it's-
fine. At least it keeps the building healthy. I mean, I cannot get my head around how huge this castle was because
was a huge-
you
a
still
huge
have
one.
the keep, and it is vast.
Yeah, yeah, and we have another floor still.
Let's go and have a look. So in this room, there's the typical upside-down ship-shaped roof that we see in so many chateaux, including Lalande. Oh, yes.
Don't go so freely here and don't
Okay.
trust too much the floor.
Okay, but the size, again.
Yeah, the same size is longer because it goes after the other part. And you see the old beams, amazing quality work
Yes.
with the wood nails and everything.
I wish we had a torch to see just how deep it is down there.
Yeah, you
go forward
Better
gingerly.
you follow the nails.
Okay, I'll follow you. This feels like one of your novels, Ivo.
Yeah, you see, it's not so nice. Better we stop here.
I don't know why you say not so nice. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's
No, I mean it's some
vast.
holes on the floor on the wood.
How many meters do you think this room
Here is 350.
350 meter long
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, no. You see, before the people make amazing jobs because it's double. It's here and also upstairs and everything.
All with wooden pegs spanning 350 meters. What a castle. It never ceases to amaze me here. Every time I come, I see something new and
Thank
it's
you.
delightful.
Come more often, please. The chimney was sold.
But it just keeps on going. I love that piece of
It's my
furniture.
mother who did.
I love
when
it.
she was pregnant, and she was pregnant quite frequently because he has 12.
12?
Yeah, but the funny thing, she was pregnant 12 times. 6 died before me. I am the oldest, and it seems I was a very annoying kid. And my father joking said that he can support a 7th lost. But then my mother, when she was pregnant, she made this.
It's
She was a lawyer,
beautiful.
that's why she stayed home, because he made all her painting and everything.
It's beautiful.
Well, she was not professional one. Eh?
Well, she did a great job. I love it.
Really?
Beautiful.
Okay, I will tell her. She will be happy.
Yeah.
This is another loo with the stairs. This is another loo, you see.
Lou with stairs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a loo with the stairs.
That's some ensuite. I'm going to go and have a look. I can't not have a look at this.
I think this time you have to sit.
Oh, wow. It feels very grand. It is a throne. Yes. Well,
Can you?
feels rather elegant, actually.
You see, even in that situation, you look amazingly elegant. Congratulations. I never imagined. Never-ending work, but as you very well know, to have a castle, I don't know if it's a hobby or a course, because
Hobby or curse, chateau owning?
yeah.
Yeah, both, depending on the day.
Slavery, sure.
We're slaves to our homes.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you feel like obliged to do many things that, please.
But they pay us back richly
Yeah,
as well.
explain me how, please.
It feels so rewarding.
Yeah.
Now we are carrying on to Ivo's favourite part of the chateau.
This is part of a meurtrier I also found and then I do this in order to look inside.
Yes.
And all these are the stones I found in the castle.
This is gorgeous, but I love the fact that you have found this fossil
Yeah,
on
it's-
this land.
It's full. It's what you see here. When you escape, you find fossils constantly. Here you see there's another. And I put everywhere.
But we really aren't the first creatures to
This is a
be in
good
this
quality
spot.
one, because it's full. Every time you make holes, you don't find treasures, but you find a lot of funny stones like this. It's a tombstone.
You found a tombstone in the garden.
Yeah.
You can barely make it out, but it actually says 1890 here. And it's Jean de Vaux. Oh, and a little bit of England?
Yeah, but it's in Chile. I bought because Chile bought the box mail. Box mail is called this?
Mailbox.
Mailbox. They bought this to England. But if you see, it says Chile.
Yes.
And the English produced for Chile. Before I have a small bar here, because when I read in the garden, I have my bottles here. But now I find it was my small
Great
bar.
idea. You have a bigger bar now, though, don't you? Welcome to the bigger bar.
Wow.
This is your favourite place in the chateau.
Yeah, I enjoy some time here. How can I say.
It is so great. Suddenly we're in South America.
Yeah, it's Mexican food because I had a big colonial palace in Mexico. And
Did you just suddenly slip into conversation? I had a big colonial palace in Mexico.
I had a big colonial palace in Mexico, catalogued by la UNESCO. Well, not big. It has 3 patios. Was a big place. Not big so as this, but it was in the middle of the city beside the cathedral and everything. But the narco dealers were growing in the area. It was really dangerous.
Yes.
Then, thanks God, I sold.
Wow, but this place is incredible. Can you tell us something about the objects in here?
Yeah, in the area where I live in Mexico is called Michoacan, and in 16th century, a Spanish monk who was a lawyer before being a monk, that's what he has a more commercial mind. He decided that each small town where he made evangelization should have a church, colonial church, a hospital for the Indians, but also force the Indians, in a kind way, to produce every town a different handcraft,
Yes.
and also to have his own gastronomical dish. It's amazing.
Yes, yes.
And now we're still 21st century, and you go there, you can visit the 54 towns, you can see amazing colonial church, amazing colonial hospital, and in one town you can buy the saddles, in another town you can buy the wood, like Pancho Villa, and in every town you can eat a different plate.
Wonderful.
It's amazing. No, it's amazing because 16th century, and he has the mind to organize all these things.
Yes.
Yeah, for instance, you see in another town you can buy the Santitas Muertas. It means the virgins and the saints,
Yes.
mort. In another town you can buy the flowers for the night of the dead.
Cinco
Yes.
de Mayo.
Yeah, in another town you can buy all the saddlery. This is like for Lady Gaga because it's in crocodile, but I like it. I bought for my wife because we have horses before, but she becomes allergic. Then, in another town you can buy the equipales, in another town you can buy this biblical naive scene made by the Indians, but it's naive in the production, but in the theological way it has all the theological inputs from the Bible.
I love this. I could spend hours in this room alone.
In another town they make everything in rattan, that's why I feel always attracted to chimps, then I take this. And this is, the Indians put copal in order to purify the house from the ghost. This is another time they do this. And this you see is very naive, but you can see Judas hung himself, Jesus appended, La Veronica cleaning the face of Jesus, preparing Jesus for the tomb, and here Pilatus cleaning the hands and the hell, the angels going up, and other things.
It's extraordinary.
Yeah.
That alone, one could stand and stare at and find new things in for absolutely ages. And that's just one object in this room.
And this is Madonna de Guadalupe, the patroness of Mexico.
Yes.
Guadalupe. You see in another town they make things in metal. This is a design of mine, they produce it for me.
Yes.
And I do to put the candles in the dinners. And this is another town they make the bulbs. In another town they make the pottery.
They're huge.
Yeah, they make big bulbs for decoration. In another they make the pumpkins. In another they make muertitos.
Pumpkins.
Another town they make the Byzantine chandeliers. Yeah. And this is in the haciendas, as it's hot, they don't need hot water. Then the owner of the hacienda, he puts here and the servants throw the water. It's like a shower. And this is they have small glasses inside, it's for the punch.
What?
The tequila punch, yeah.
Where are the glasses? How does that work?
They're inside, I can show you here.
So you make the punch in here?
Yeah, and here is a smaller and more simple one.
Yes.
Here, you see?
Oh.
And then you are in the party and you just... You see, in another town they make in wax, famous Mexican, this is Frida Kahlo. Another town they make like Moroccan lamps.
Lanterns.
Yeah, and this is stirrups, but from Chile, because I live in Chile, I also have a house in Chile before. And these are stirrups from Chile. You know, you see they put in silver and copper.
Oh, but the detail.
Yeah, I like collecting stirrups and saddles and things related to
You
horses.
like collecting everything.
Yeah, that's true. No need to tell people everything. I'm a little sick guy. I love this. This is a tren revolucionario.
I absolutely love that.
And here I have a typical French thing that many French people doesn't know.
I've never seen it.
Because near your house, there were the people
Yes.
who cut the granite.
Yes.
And then the people who do this, you see, they do these bottles with always things from his work.
What?
Yeah, this is made here in France. You see these guys?
No, I've never
playing
seen this before.
cards. I found in La Brocante, then I collect and I put tequila inside. You know, Versailles was made by the people near your castle because all the people who cut the granite for Versailles were from La Croix.
We're only 6 kilometers
Yeah.
from the Cause.
And you see, this is the guy who's going to war with all his
Yes.
tools to cut the stone and these things.
Apparently that's what our dry moat is. At Lalande we have a huge dry moat and it was the quarry
Okay,
for the chateau.
Yeah,
They literally took the stone right next to
This
it.
have a Jesus Christ, but with all the tools of the, you see the
Yes, so
to
the
crack the
stonework.
After, if you want, I will offer a tequila, but in the castle.
That sounds good.
And here is because when I work in cartography, I work in the Orinoco River in Amazon, and then
Yes.
I brought this feather decoration of the Indians. This is for the nose they put here. Now it's forbidden, but when I was working there, it was not forbidden.
This one is spectacular.
Yeah, this is Amazona Brazilian. This is tapirape from Ecuador.
Yes.
This is from Colombia area. Here I have a toilet, and as a Mexican place, and you eat enchiladas and such sort of things, and beans. Then I put English, German, and French gas mask because you never know. This you know when the people is in or out.
That's great.
Yeah. This is Teotihuacan from Mexico, and those are Inca weapons. As they don't have metal, they do in stone.
Yes.
You see, they put a stick, a wood stick, and they were. And this is funny because in Peru there's plenty of tombs, and the kids steal textile in the tombs from the mummies, and they make you see the dolls they make with textile taken from the tombs.
Tombs.
Yeah.
And what age are these?
This is Teotihuacan, that probably is just 1,000 because Teotihuacan disappeared before the Spanish arrived to Mexico.
Yes.
It was the most developed Mexican empire for me, more than the Aztecs.
1,000 years old.
Yeah, but maybe before, because it lasts till...
long
And I have more, but I don't find it. I have so many boxes to open yet. This is from Chorreras, from Ecuador. And this is Inca, but from the Bolivian Inca side, this ceremonial basis.
Yes.
And all this I found in Atacama Desert in Chile, just in one morning. You just escape a little and you found plenty of things.
In one morning?
Yeah, because it's amazing. But as I work in cartography with the army, they know the places where to go.
Yes.
And these are tombs for kids.
Oh, how
But
sad.
the funny thing is the parents, Aymara Indians, they sacrifice their babies to have better husbands. They don't kill, they just they drug them with cocaine, with coca leaves.
Yes.
And when the kids sleep, they put in the holes in the mountain to us, and the mountain is so dry that the kids die nearly and perfectly mummified.
And they do that to
have
pray
better harvest. Yeah, they have different beliefs. And
better harvest.
Yeah, and yeah, you give your best offer to the gods, they give the kids.
Oh,
It's a terrible thing, but and this is a nice thing I take from Amazon. This is the arrow,
Yes.
see, and the arc. They hand the monkeys and everything with this. Here you can see better because it still have the feathers.
And would that be with the poison tips?
Yeah,
that they
poison
use?
tips. Yeah, exactly.
Huge. I did not know that the arrows were so long.
Now we are going to my summer office. I put the Mexican fishes for good luck. It's the 12 apostles. Apostles?
Yes, apostles, yeah. The summer office. Here we go. This is completely different again.
Yeah. But that idea not to be bored in the place.
So these posters, are they from...
They are from Vietnam because I did a project of culture for the Ministry of the Women in Vietnam. And then they allow me to collect in the press and propaganda depot, and I take almost 400. And then I make a book, I think you have it, only about the women in the Vietnamese Revolution.
Yes.
And I am not a communist, but I like and I think
I love the art. I really love the art.
And I think the Vietnamese, they were really strong people.
Yes.
Because they fight against the Japanese, the French, the American. And many people criticize the Americans. But they don't know that after the Chinese tried to invade Vietnam, and the Vietnamese won to the Chinese. And imagine they were completely exhausted of fighting so much.
Yeah, no, they're a formidable nation.
Yeah. And after they have a lot of Tibet things because I work in Tibet also.
So you have a lot of writing implements here, don't
This
you?
is right. Oh, such a good memory, yeah. These are photos. My grandfather, he was the owner of a bank, but he was an amateur photographer. But he only liked to make photos of cloisters and monks and such things.
Yes. And so where were these taken?
In all over Spain.
Yes.
But he liked these cloisters and monks. Making funeral ceremonies. This is brushes, are not all. It's just to show the different brushes you use in Chinese calligraphy, because in China, calligraphy is the first art, before than sculpture or painting or architecture. If you have a good calligraphy, people appreciate you more. And my wife, when he see two budgets, the one who is better written by hand, he chooses this at the same price.
Yes.
And these are seals, because they also use for stamp. And this is for to pour the water and the ink, and then you dilute and you write.
This is magnificent. This is just an inkwell.
Yeah, but this is a very old one. The ink is a new one.
Yes.
Here, and this is to hold the brushes when they are wet. And here, these are the old brushes. And this is used to hold the hand of the calligrapher, because sometimes you are tired.
Yes.
And sometimes it has to be big, because they make poems in big papers. Then they need big brush. And this, you see, this is all ink. It's like ephemeros art. Ephemeros?
Ephemeral art.
Because you see, it's carved ink, and after when you dilute, it disappears.
The workmanship in this and the beauty in utilitarian objects.
Yeah. And all this is from Tibet. This is for tantric ceremonies. This is the monks to carry the pencils to write the books, these monk seals. And this is interesting because in many monasteries, they believe in reincarnation. They eat in the skulls of the dead monks. Well, they believe in reincarnation, then why not?
Well, waste not, want not.
Well, and if it's clean. I used it one day just to try to what I feel.
You ate out of that skull?
Yeah, one day just to try. I feel very elevated.
What did you choose to eat from it?
Well, I was very monkish. I put just some rice with vegetables. But all this is for liturgical ceremonies of Tibet. In fact, this is to pour oil in the bodies of dead people. Because you know, in Tibetan religion, this Mahayana, when you are dead, they cut you in pieces in the mountains, then the birds, the eagles can eat you and you can reincarnate in something amazing.
Yes.
And normally it has to be the sons who do this. And they have a monk to, and I think sometimes they bring a special, like, I don't want to say butcher, but it's the guy who cut you in pieces.
Yes, yes.
And this is to pour the oil on the body of the people you will cut.
It's like coming to a museum.
No, it's a collection.
It is like coming to a museum. And everything is grouped together so perfectly. And you're a wealth of information.
Well, because it's my hobby, then I memorize, And here you see how the castle was before. We were here in the gangster cellule, and here is the tower and everything that was destroyed in the 1870s.
And this is where there was the drawbridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Where we were standing.
Yeah. This is a lot after the drawbridge, because they already put the hole and different. This is made by the son of George's son.
So that's how it looked.
When George's son came here to have tea and cookies when he was a kid, yes, because he was completely destroyed.
And then when was it rebuilt?
In 1870s. Now we are here.
Really, the outbuildings dwarf the chateau.
Yeah,
you wouldn't think it, but this is huge.
This is one of the book kits we do, the illustration. I think you have it.
Yes, I do. I have this. It's beautiful.
You want to see my bande dessinée library?
Yes, I do.
How do you say bande dessinée?
With the Tintin. Comic books.
Comic books, yeah. Here it was the old saddlery. I will start to do it to rebuild in September.
Okay.
Inshallah. But you see, for the saddles.
Oh, yes. Oh, you still have all of the...
I still have, but I have to find the people to do it. Oh, please.
Thank you. We had this at Lalande, but the previous owners took all of this panelling with them when they left. It was in what is now the tack room, or presumably to remake stables somewhere else. Now we're going to the oldest tower of the castle.
Well, here you can see the castle was much taller because the walls are here, but you see the tower go up and all the things go up. And this is the oldest part of the tower.
It's beautiful.
The oldest part of the castle.
It's so charming.
Yeah. And inside I have the cartoon bibliothèque.
Oh my goodness. It's like a fairy tale.
It goes down and up.
Yes. So the comic book library of the castle. Every castle needs one.
Yeah. These are all the planes of Tintin with his personage of... Because Urge Hergé, the illustrator, he likes a lot of technology, and in every book he had some kind of plane. And the cars of Tintin, yeah.
Oh, I like the cars. Oh, that's my one. That's it. That's the one I would like.
The yellow
That
one?
yellow one, yes, yes, that's very good.
When I was in boarding school in the Jesuits, when I was a kid, it was so boring that the only thing that made me feel alive was to read the books of Tintin, because with them you always wish to trip and to travel. And
Yes.
he's the one who incentivized me to go to Tibet. But it's because when you read things, when you're a kid and you read things, they really touch you.
So it all started with him.
Partially, yes. Him and my grandfather, because my grandfather was a judge, but he was a connoisseur of Crusade story, and he always made me study things about Orient, Middle Orient in this case, but yeah.
And you've ended up in a Crusaders castle.
That's true. You see the circle
Yes.
is going around all the time. It's amazing. And this, maybe you know, is a very shown bed for kids.
No.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't. Oh, that's so
Typical
cute.
for kids, they put a rope here in order the kid doesn't fall.
Fall out.
Yeah.
Sew it in.
Yeah.
I love this ceiling.
Yeah, if there was no beams, I put the beams, then I decided it was too dark, then I paint like this, a little Mexican style. Like
You
the walls.
painted this yourself.
Not the walls, yeah, the ceiling. Yeah,
I
not
like
the beams.
it.
Well, but
I really like
I
it.
appreciate your liking, but it's not a difficult thing. Even myself, I can do it. Then,
Oh, it's fantastic. It just makes the room.
yeah. And in winter, I came here with my pipe and I smoke, I drink, and I read these books.
You have different rooms for different
Yeah,
things.
I have to justify I am here. No, because if not, if I don't use the rooms, what is the point to have a castle then? Some would say that to have a castle is like a hobby or a slavery also, but it's also guilt. When you don't do things, you feel guilty
That's so
toward
true.
the
It
building.
is constant guilt. It's
Yeah.
constant guilt.
It's a demoniac possession, really. I feel possessed by the castle sometimes. He forced me to do things I don't
I
want.
know that feeling well. Okay, we're going down to the cave now. Ooh.
As you see, there's a lot of things to do still.
Wow.
Oh,
I love this room. I saw a couple of these upstairs as well.
Yeah, because before I wanted to put horses in the old stables, but
Yes.
no place to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are amazing.
Yeah. This is a factory I found, they bankrupt, and they have a lot of old models, and they have piles of old things that I bought there.
I don't know how you find the things that you do, really.
But moving, and when I see strange places, I go in.
Yeah.
I am shy with women, but not with objects. Yeah. We are going to see the old cloister. It's from the old monastery.
But
And here
you found
excavating,
this-
we found many stones. And these belong to one of the old windows from the castle. It's Middle Age.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. It's extraordinary what you found just lying around here.
Well, the place is almost to 1,600 years old.
Yes.
You escape and you find things, no? Not any treasure.
Never any treasure.
No, because
But
I
these
thought-
are all treasures. The fossils
But
treasure.
sometimes you thought, not a treasure in gold, but if I will find an old sword, nothing of this kind. This is interesting because George's son, they say this tower was called the English Tower. And I found a passage there that go to other place. And we will start the works in September, if they give me the permission.
Oh, so you're going to restore this?
All this tower. I will make an apartment for me. And when I want to change mood, I go from here to there.
Well, it is
15
very
meters
important to have a different apartment for a different mood.
Yeah, exactly. I found the passage and as well as the old shooting points.
Oh,
The floor
wow.
was here and I excavated, and you see here is the passage that goes outside the castle. And every floor has toilet, chimney, and the place to oven the bread, a small oven for the bread. And there are 3 floors. The passage leads outside in the old cemetery, but now it's closed because it goes under the local road.
It's freezing cold and it's August, and Ivo's been a real gentleman and has lent me his jacket. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Remember, I told you it was a Benedict monastery, and the Benedictines, by their canon law of the order, they also always have to have a cloister. The cloister is to deambulate and to pray and to make ceremonies, etc. We found the 19 pillars of the old cloister that was there, that when it belonged to the André de Chauvigny, they transport here to make like a gallery for walking or se promener.
Yes.
But if you see, there are the 19 columns, and they are very rural Middle Age style.
Yes.
And every capital has different decoration, normally with
Yes.
agricultural things.
How wonderful. And you discovered these?
But I didn't discover. The old owner told me, and I started to dig.
Yes.
Because he found that one, and I started to dig.
And you
more.
found all the others?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Imagine this all opened up as a gallery.
And I want to open everything like a cloister.
Yes.
And in fact, I already ordered all the stones that we need, because this was the monks.
Yes.
They sit here to profit the light, to read the religious books.
This is a magical place.
Yeah. I need to still have the permission to do it.
Yes. I hope you get permission to put this back,
Yeah,
because
I would
it's
like to.
spectacular.
Yeah. It's interesting from here. You can see how massive, and because it was a fortress, it was a war castle. Chateau de Lalande is an amazing castle, but it's a castle for enjoy life.
Yeah.
But and maybe it was a war castle in the past, but this was a fortress for war, and you can see in the construction that it's a square, a strong place. Some of the walls have 2 meters 20 centimeters thick.
I don't know if it comes across on the video, but it's quite awe-inspiring, I think is the only phrase. You feel awe looking up at these walls.
It's so cool.
We do the tequila now?
Yes, please, that would be great.
Good for you also to recover. As I told you, I live in Mexico, and many friends send me things.
Yes.
Then this is real mezcal. 400 rabbits means a number the Aztec priests pray for. Then we'll try with gusano salt. You know, the agave, the plant that goes out, has a worm. Normally, sometimes they put in the cheap mezcal, they put inside, but in this case, they toast the worm and they mash with salt and chili, and they make this thing that we put on the orange.
This is worm.
Worm.
This is toasted worm.
Toasted worm from the
This is a
agave,
first for me.
from the tequila plant, the maguey.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers.
Don't think about
Don't
the
go
worm.
elegant.
Don't think about the worm.
Think about the worm.
It's really good. Ivo, thank you.
Please.
To the madness of owning chateaus.
That's a very strange thing, yeah.
But we love it.
Yeah, it associates with a lot of people who has castles.
Yeah.
We feel like we are part of a sect.
Yes.
Yeah, a
We're
cult.
all mad people
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I've loved it. I've loved every second.
Yeah, I don't regret. for the next castles.
To the next ones. A huge thank you to all of our patrons who make this vlog possible, and the Dauphins and Dauphines of Lalande, Yadeland, Ether, Alice Allen, Dan Bander, Wailing Banshee, Brian Barnard, Brandon and John Michael, Cecilia Begum, Denise Behrens, Danelle Benakovich, Jill Bidwell, Candice Blackburn, Candice Ned Borkowski, Clara Butcher, Paulina Calabro, Chloe Chalikani, Lindsay C. Chelton, Steve and Sarah Cole, Linda Sue Concepcion, Erin Conklin, Zoe Dork, Sylvia Dem, Jim Demersman and Richard Patternord, Sakura Dennis, Zane Dixon, Jason Dubby, Jackie Allison, Nicholas W. Fairfax, Tracy Ferrari, Caroline Furster, Kevin Fossum, Abigail Grant, Fifi Greenberg, Crystal Hardy, Brenda Harris, Delane Holbrook, Kim Hasselhoff, David and Tong Henderson, Camilla Herrera, Jacqueline Holmes and Ken Bates, Priscilla Hoob, Lysandra Hawley, Melissa Jansen, Brian Kelsey and Phil Burnt, Jimmy Kemp, Nadia Kennedy, Lisa LaForge, Dave and Summer Lalande, Morgan Lawley, Angel Leonard, Victoria Lapine, Janet Huff Lombard, Marina, Frank Martin, Meredith, Robert Miller, Joanne Morton, Karen Nicholson, Kathy Norrie, Maureen Palmer, Ellen Person, Wendy Piatek, Frank Poposky and James Snow, Tamara Price, Armin Rahman, Tonya Renee, RJB, Bettina Rojek, Hanny Ross, Mary Ryan, Elizabeth Scanlon, Sven Schreiber, Lisa Schultz, Jennifer Shanks, Rebecca Shorrock, Carl and Laurie Siebert, Teresa Sloan, Patty Suhu, Susan Stevens, Monty Stipura, Sabrina Surratt, Anne the Leaf House, Sarah Thornton, Colleen Troy, Renee Valelli, Victoria, Jessica Walker, Brandy Walton, Laura Watkins, Lucas Wallen, James Whalen, Cheryl Whitaker, Linda Weist, Christine Wilson, Winnie de la Cockapoo, Greg Wood, David Young and Lodovico Ordonazzo.